Welcome back, Ultimate fans. Pre-quarter action for you here at a windy and watery Iverdent Sports Complex in Edmonton, Alberta. It is the 2025 Canadian Ultimate Championships Open Division game here with Houndd in the white and green. They are from Durham, Ontario. If you say Toronto, they will release the hounds on you. And Blackfish from Vancouver. Blackfish wearing the black and yellow and Houndd in the white and green. I'm Clayton Howlett. I'm joined here with Tyler Edwards. High stakes game, Tyler, and high probability of the conditions affecting this game.
100%. You know, when I was looking at the forecasts over the weekend, they had said just this Wednesday was going to be the bad weather. Well, guess what? It's gifted us with another rough weather day for the week.
Yes. It is what it is. You know, these teams train to play through anything. We do not stop the games for windstorms or rainstorms. Lightning, we stop it for that. Snow, we don't play in that. The fields get closed. But in Ultimate, this kind of weather, just we're going to deal and work through it. I would say, though, like in the senior division, we do have the expectation in teams vying for a top 8 spot because the winner of this game goes to quarters and secures, at the very least, an 8th place finish, which is a big deal for getting strength bits and all that. And you'd expect a team of that caliber should be able to deal with this.
Absolutely.
There will still be mistakes. Like let's not be crazy. No one's going to be 100% in this weather. But the point is that there will be success and people will get through this. So more often than not in lower levels.
Yes, yeah. And these guys, at the very least, can adjust to those mistakes.
Blackfish is going to start with the pull. That lands down at the brick mark. Blackfish coming down in a match defense. Houndd has a wide open swing, looking for the slash cut in the middle. It's not there. Brian Polaz with a big strike up the line. He'll put that deep. And over top on his head, Rowan Jameson bringing it down for the quick hold for Houndd. That point was not very long. Houndd, 1-0.
Just a couple quick passes, seeing the receiver go into the end zone, send it up to him. They're just testing the wind, see what they can get away with right now.
Well, funny you say that. Testing the wind, like getting calibrated. These teams did do warm-ups to try and get the directional feel for everything and showing that they're not afraid to go deep right away. Yeah. I really love the strategy of establishing your deep game early. So that is to say, you want teams to think that you have deep threats so you can actually set up cuts where you might fake deep. Right? If you're playing scared with the wind in your face and you elect just to go under and short passes, the defense can be like, these guys aren't going to huck it.
Yeah.
Right? I'll just sit under. You guys we're just going to crowd the lane. So great for Houndd to establish that early.
Yeah.
Blackfish O'Donnell flipping it quickly. Austin Yen, zone defense here from Houndd. Kyle O'Donnell trying to run through. A little bit of a hop skip after the fact. Or pardon me, that's Eli Bryan with the hop skip, and it doesn't work out. But he'll dump that around to a skidding teammate, Austin Yen. But Blackfish able to find the hole. Blackfish doing a good job here of showing a lot of patience and attacking the middle through. A little bit of travel calls. It's slipping and sliding out there. Reenactments, Tyler, we love them.
I love them.
I mean, it's no reenactments that we had yesterday. We had some excellent acting. But, travel called. It's resolved eventually. Blackfish with the quick reset. But Blackfish trying to get it off the line quickly, using the bait off the upline cutter to get it, keeping the disc in the middle of the field. Brian attacking, fakes to O'Donnell. He has Yen. Tyler, I like how Blackfish here is really trying to keep themselves off the sideline.
Yeah, Houndd wants to push them to the sideline. That's how zone defense works. And Blackfish is like, nope, we don't want to go over there.
Brian jumping in and using his body to seal out that catch. Same with Yin, as Houndd has been snacking on those, and they're getting close. But Blackfish just keeping it out of their jaws. But you know what happens when you tease a dog for too long? But not yet. Blackfish still in control. This is the Battle of the Mammals, eh?
The Battle of the
Yes,
Mammals.
if you don't know, Blackfish's name is actually a different way of saying orca.
Okay.
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
not know
yes. It was. I believe it came from kind of an ode to being on the west coast and Coast lands and stuff of, the big orcas in the water like the blackfish.
Big backfish.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll have to look up the history on that. I did play Blackfish a long time ago, but I believe that was the story of how it was established. So we've got, and they were running around with their inflatable orca, but in this wind, that might be on the highway at this point.
It's somewhere else.
So it might be gone. So we've got the orcas versus the dogs here, which is fun for us. The score 1-1.
Score 1.
Blackfish with that patience to get that hold.
Yeah, doing a great job not getting caught up in that zone.
Yeah.
Moving the disc around really well.
Kai Creed's going to pull. He's kind of hiding the disc under his shirt right now. I know many people are following Kai Creed and his media content. He's working hard to be the best ultimate player in Canada or the world, as stated in his socials. Let's see how his pull goes here. And keeps it in. It's kind of a laser. So Houndd has some time here to start moving it. Polaz has an easy option to Chris Chan. And Blackfish still electing to go with this person defense. Houndd having no problem with it at all. Polaz is available up the line easy. He wants a reset. Takes the inside. Houndd moves that around immediately. Lamb now looking for options. Polaz with the spin move. Gets open, wants a reset to the front of the stack. Not there. Spencer Dillon making some great catches, and he, with Paulus, makes it easy. That's a hold for Houndd. No breaks yet. The score 2-1 from the boys from Durham.
Yeah, great chemistry by the Houndd offensive handlers.
Yeah, they
Give and go, move it.
knew where everyone was going.
Yep.
Show some good coaching. I should mention, coaching Houndd, Mike Kukushka, you may know him from several teams as all of them. TC, GOAT, plays Masters. He, all over the place, has really coached many teams. He's actually coaching the mixed team in the senior division for the World Beach Championships. So a coach with a lot of experience to get the dogs moving. So probably strategically quite deep with their knowledge and everything. So pretty cool for Houndd. Blackfish being coached by Josh Tan and Will Tang. Almost forgot Will's last name. Will Tang. Will just coming off coaching Dino in the junior division. Josh Tan, he played Blackfish for some time. I got to play with him as a teammate. I did play Blackfish way back in the day. They say I know the history of the program better than other, but I have to say my generation is ancient history. It was a bunch of older guys just in the slogs. Now it's a bunch of young men showing great discipline and strategy, but so are the Houndd boys we've seen so far. So enjoying this pretty even matchup so far. Pick call downfield. Looks like Wesley Wong had lots of dumps available, but play has to stop downfield due to the call. Yeah, Brian trying to get open. It's not there. Instead, O'Donnell comes down the other side. Stall down called by number 14 on Houndd. That's Curtis Campbell signaling stall down.
Yeah, we're just waiting to see what the observers say. There's a little bit of discussion going on here. Yeah, as Clay mentioned so far, it's a really even game. We're not really either team showing any particular dominance just yet. Just maybe they're kind of feeling each other out. I'm not sure. How many times have these guys met in the past, would you say?
Oh, it's hard to say. I mean, I know they played against each other last year. I mean, what's interesting about Hound and Blackfish is there's this era of like, we know what it's like to be a second team out of our region. Right? Blackfish often second to Furious. Hound often second to teams like Go, right? And well, they're close. It's not Toronto, but they're close. And it's tough that maybe they don't meet each other enough, but there's a sense of commonality here of what both these teams are working for. They understand each other.
Sure.
O'Donnell gets it to Yen. Get it right back. He's looking for options. Wants to get it to the break side back in the middle. O'Donnell shakes his check. Yen has it at the doorstep. And the good old lightning fast cut from the back of the stack for the Blackfish hold to 0-0. Joshua Fox. So the score now 2-2. No breaks yet.
Yeah, absolutely fast. Very, very quick cut from that end zone, and the defender not really having much of a chance to make a play on it.
Well, it's starting to get wet here.
Yeah,
I am at the point where my pen no longer works on my clipboard.
We're backed up several feet away from the edge of the tower here just to get away from it.
Yeah, it's not really working.
Doesn't help when it's blowing in.
Nevertheless, we've got. Everyone should take note. I'm just gonna call out Coda for one thing. They told me before their game this morning, we apologize for the font on our jerseys. It was difficult to read.
Okay.
But if you look at the Hound jerseys, if you look at the Blackfish jerseys, big block letters and numbers, high contrast.
Yeah.
We love it up here. Crease pull. Good pull, landing in bounds. Blackfish has some time to get down there. Polaz, center to him, no surprise. Doesn't like the huck right away, instead has the underneath. Jameson. Goes to Lamb. Lamb doesn't like the look deep. Has the IO. Great handler movement here from Hound, keeping Blackfish on the backstack. Jameson. Back to Polaz. They'll play together. Vertical end zone stack. They go over the top to Ojin Lee, wearing number 95. That's a great number. And Hound walks that in with ease. Tyler,
Yes.
high efficiency offense. Oh, man.
It seems like both teams are really relying on the handlers to move the disc. I'm not seeing a lot of big shots upfield. I'm not seeing a lot of big yards gained by passes. It's a lot of just work from the back end of the with the handlers coming up.
Ojin Lee played in Victoria for a little while, and then just decided to go back to Ontario. Whatever. He was okay.
Was that right?
Kind of an asset when he played with us, but whatever, it's fine. But anyway, that's a hold. Still no breaks, eh?
No breaks.
No one has. Am I wrong in saying no one has yet to generate a turnover?
I was thinking that the last round, last hole. Good lord, disc golf coming out on me again. That last point, yeah. I think that was a very clean point. Yeah, I don't think there's many turnovers.
No.
Good retention.
Great retention.
Great retention. I would say uncharacteristically great.
Well,
considering the weather.
Yeah, it is not how it has been trending this weekend. We've seen every single team, no matter the caliber, do make the mistakes. We're saying that the higher caliber teams make less,
Yeah.
but weather gonna weather.
Yeah.
But so far, great play by both of these teams on offense. That pull, though, a little bit misread, but Blackfish quickly jumps back on it to get their offense moving. Hound in a zone D, looking for a lot of containment, really wrapping on the handlers to force some difficult throws, but Yen's able to find Brian around. Back to Yen. Centers to Vander Dressen. Travel called, he taps it on the ground to say, okay, I'm back where I was, and they get it moving again. Look, there's no one even with a stall count on right now.
It really doesn't look like they have any panic whatsoever to move the disc around.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I think there's a foul. It was just a thwack in the hand. Hound defender there. Cool to say, yeah, I hit him. There's really no call. It's just a stoppage. The disc remains where it was. Blackfish did achieve that pass up forwards. O'Donnell swings that around. Still this zone look from Hound. Really happy to play the stats game here. We were talking about this a lot, Tyler, throughout this tournament. Just go ahead and make the offense choose to go small ball and have to make 40 throws.
Yep.
You know.
Use their legs to try and work it.
Yeah. McKibben getting involved with the handlers as well. Gives lots of options. The defense has too many people to cover, so both he and Brian are there for the dump. It goes to Brian, over to Yen. Brian's up the line by himself. Runs that in. Brian turning on the Jets. A hold.
That's
for Blackfish, the score. 3-3.
Yeah, fantastic work by those handlers to just keep it cool, not pressuring, and, having options. They always had someone to bail out. Like, at no point were they really threatened to do anything crazy.
Once again, I mean, we haven't really seen that zone look from Blackfish yet, so Blackfish is really the only ones that have been showing us this tactic on offense of keeping it off of the sideline.
Yes.
And honestly, right now, it's pretty textbook. They are doing a great job of not getting trapped on the sideline. Or if they do, it's on the other side of the field. And the wind is blowing in our faces right now. So it's coming towards the screen, right? So they're keeping it off that side. You don't really care if you're on that side. In fact, Hound's mark, when the disc was on that side, was forcing towards us, right? So they want it off easy, hard side. The side that gives the advantage to the offense.
That's it.
Where's your words? Help me with the verboseness. But anyway.
I didn't take a trip over to the adult beverage corral, so I kept my words.
Well, Creed, with another pull, doing the best they can with this wind, still getting it to the brick mark. So the distance is there, not quite the hang time teams would want. Paula's thinking about the huck. It's not there. Has an open side. Swing. He gets it back. Thinks about the huck. It's not there. Two players striking. Over on the sideline to Dylan. Dylan needs some options. Finds Lamb. Back to Spencer Dillon. As Paula's in the middle. Vertical set now here from Hound. The open side under's not there. Instead, Lamb baits. He's a cutter and then goes straight for the reset. Lee knocking on the door. Paula's gets the dump. And number 12 for Hound, Rowan Jameson, saw that developing and just came across with some speed. Hound celebration, sit and fetch.
Okay. There we go.
See, everyone take note. That's how you celebrate without spiking entire junior open division right there, calling every single one of you out. Learn. That is funny. It makes a good show. You don't get cards.
For sure. Man.
But Jameson there, looking like a greyhound.
Yeah.
Must say.
A little bit.
Means he's very, very quick in a direction for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that... Maybe not. Maybe he's fast all the time.
Maybe.
Really, as long as you're not a St. Bernard out there, I think you're looking pretty good, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Dog references.
I have a bit of a confession to make here. I have taken way too long to actually see the Hound in the Hound jersey. I just keep seeing Mastodon skull. That's what I'm seeing here.
You keep seeing which?
A Mastodon skull. Look at
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, to be fair, I see the Punisher on the Hound, but there's actually a Masters team that was called Mastodon from BC, and I've seen they got the tusks and everything, so I am seeing the difference.
Okay. I mean, now that I see it, I can't unsee it, but
that pull lands in, but rolls out of bounds. It's up a little bit. Yen will pick up. Finds O'Donnell in the middle. McKibben, haven't seen him. He's kind of popped up the last few points of getting really involved with his handler court now. O'Donnell looking for I sense a discussion. Injury called. Turnover signaled by Josh Fox. So that, in fact, was caught by Jason Lynn, who made a great bid. He's happy about that, but just hurt himself a bit on it. So injury taken, but Falk did do a little flip-flop with his hand, which is the signal for turnover.
Yep.
Paulos will come on. I'm not really surprised. Someone's got to take an injury. Now you're on O. You're going to put on your anchor handler.
Your guy, yeah.
And we see on the other side, Brian's taking a sub. It is permitted that when one team takes an injury sub, the opposition can sub anybody.
Yeah.
But they have to. It has to be the same amount of players. So one injury means one sub for the other team.
It is a rare. Oh, I was about to say a rare opportunity for a break.
This is interesting because like O'Donnell got the disc first there, but he had to do it by going through Campbell's back.
Exactly.
And you can't do that. You know, it's just not permitted that in the process of making a catch to take a hit in the back. So I do agree that O'Donnell got there first and got the disc first. Campbell calls foul. No contest after they talk about it. Great spirit from both players to have the discussion. O'Donnell's like, yeah, now that we talk about it. And sometimes you need to do that. Yeah. You know, you need to be like, what's your perspective? Oh, I did hit you in the back, even though I got this first. And he's like, yeah, you totally hit me. Yeah. Oh, okay, well then no contest. So great spirit there.
Yep, very neat feature. I think very unique to Ultimate, where you don't get that discussion anywhere else.
Yeah. Paulus has the IO, but his player blows a tire. That's too bad for Luis Miguel Medina Hernandez, as he started to get involved with the play. McDonald gets it to Yen. Yen's going to put that up for O'Donnell. It is sailing deep, back corner. Out of bounds. Great effort by O'Donnell, though. Wow, trying to toe the back line. Mm-hmm. I mean, from up here, we couldn't really tell. His toes had to be on the paint. Like, that was so close.
It's close. Very close.
We already know that someplace, somewhere, someone slowed that down and is going to insta-reel it and show us that maybe it went the other way, but we'll wait to see what happens there. Paulos doesn't like the shot deep. Elects for the under. It's Canfield. Or, no, excuse me. Goff gets it back to Paulos. There's a pick in the vertical. McKibben making his case. I mean, we saw earlier that Curtis Campbell has no problem having a discussion with calls, and he hands behind his back. Non-confrontational.
Calm, cool.
We'll talk about this. I mean, it's hard. This game is a pre-quarter. This is for top 8.
It's huge.
Yeah, and if you're familiar with the strength bid process, there's a lot at stake here, not just for this tournament, but this actually means things for your region. So we won't get into that because I don't want to make any mistakes. But it is a big deal to get into quarters. It means more than just this tournament. So Houndd coming down with some sky balls. McDonald puts the pressure on there, and it seems that the contact, I don't know if it was just both players bidding there.
It kind of looked like he came down right on his elbow.
Yeah, Jared Canfield is going to take that sub. I have that as two players making an athletic bid, and then there was some ground contact. I don't think Jordan McDonald's bid was dangerous.
Sure.
Objectively, I'm not trying to be a Blackfish homer here, but like I didn't see it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it looked like it was two guys making a bid. He just kind of, as it is, you come down a little weird sometimes, and you get that injury.
Yeah, so we're just going to see. I think Observer Ken is just discussing the injury subs and what's happening here, but everything seems all right. I believe this will be Blackfish disc. So Turner and McDonald are going to tap it, or Turner's going to tap it. Blackfish is on offense. All right. Yen will pick up. Vertical side stack. Or horizontal shifted to the side, I should say, for Blackfish. O'Donnell comes underneath, keeps his feet in this time. Thrower initiated dump. Yen's going for it, has some pressure from two players, but he brings it in. He calls the contact foul. Justin Luo, I think, had his hand out and pushed Yen in the back seriously just so he wouldn't crash into him. That was more of, the crumple zone, if you will. He's saying, I didn't try and push him. He called the push. I accept that, but I was actually just trying to slow down.
Yeah. Didn't want to cause more harm.
Pass to O'Donnell too far. And with a nice little tap, Campbell puts that in the dirt. But has no options. Runs out of time. Puts it deep. Yen's there to break it up. Apollos cleans it up.
Incredible.
He'll air that out, and it was just number 70 on Houndd turning the wrong way.
They call that the conservation of greatness.
That's right. Medina Hernandez turning around. That's the expression to say you just did something cool, and then immediately a turnover occurred for your team. Medina Hernandez just turning around in the wrong direction to see where the disc was. But now Blackfish having some directional connection issues. So this could be the first break of the game here. Houndd, is 20 yards outside of the end zone. Aiming to shift the game in their favor here. You have to win the game with breaks. Paulaz tries to field that. Is out of bounds on the second effort. Good defensive pressure there by Falk to make sure that Paulaz would not have a shot at that second effort. I think if Falk wasn't there, that was a catch.
It very well could have. Yeah, sometimes you got to make sure you try and catch it inbounds.
Yeah. Yen lets loose. No lucky bounce there for Blackfish. Logan DeFore makes the play. Bidding players everywhere, working really hard to make a play.
Force another tee. Yeah, we are certainly. This point has got to be longer
than
all of the other points so far. These guys have been out there for a long time at this point.
Defensive point for Houndd. This is what you want on D-line. I mean, you want the break. Let's not kid ourselves. But you also want to get the other team's O-line tired.
Yeah.
Both teams, we're going to see what their depth is like. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Pass bouncing off the hands of Goff. He's upset.
Yeah, and these guys are going to have to dig deep to finish this one out.
See if Yen shoots here. He's got a lot of fast guys deep. No, he'll go under. To Wong. Travel called by Paulaz on Yen. Yen is looking at the observer because he's frustrated that he's like, seriously, dude, that one. I see a lot of players get frustrated with travel calls that don't change the advantage. So Yen is saying, yes, you're right. My foot was on the paint and not 2 centimeters over onto the grass. Are we really doing this? Or is Paulaz saying your foot slid? And I'm not actually saying that. I'm saying you changed the position of where you were throwing from.
Yes. And gaining an advantage by changing that position. Yeah.
So as Coach Alex Lamb of Dino and UBC once said to me, chintzy calls sometimes bring the atmosphere to a place where we don't want it. Yeah. And I do believe that one wasn't required, and it seems that Observer Ken came over and said, listen, there was no advantage to that travel, right? A travel is a travel, but that's kind of the seriously?
Hey, calls.
You said your pivot on the paint and not the grass proper 2 centimeters. We're going to call that?
Yeah.
So it is only one continue, though. So it will go back to one because it was 2 throws after.
Perfect. Yeah, but you said once you kind of open up that atmosphere, then calls beget calls.
McKibben to Yen. Donald's just got the wheels this game coming across. He'll hammer it. He has an open player, and Blackfish with the hold. Hammer in this wind demonstrates courage.
It's very courageous, and considering how at that point kind of was just a battle, I was not having hammer on my bingo card for how that was going to finish, for sure.
So Houndd came into this tournament saying, all our players we're here to win. We're going to go for the dub no matter what. It is a difficult field for them to do so, but they have been in medal contention before. In fact, they won 3rd place in Brampton, Ontario in 2022. They got 6th last year, and if I'm reading their survey correctly, 2025 says to the moon. So, lofty goals, but
Lofty
sometimes you
goals.
got to set them up high. I mean, these guys have got a bronze before.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go but up and make the finals, right? So, going to do what they can.
To the moon.
To the moon.
To the moon.
I can speak for the wild success of financial references for a team. If you don't know, why would people know this? But with Team Canada Open Masters, my experience with them last year, every single cheer, every single mental game, the way we would talk about winning games and strategies, all came down to investing in finance. And what's great about that is it's full of self-fulfilling prophecy. So you feel really good about what you're doing.
Tell me you're a Masters team without telling me you're a Masters team.
Right, yeah. The D-line doesn't get a D. We're just investing. We're just investing in returns later down the road, getting their O-line tired.
That's
so,
it.
Yeah. Paulaz in the middle against a zone from Blackfish. We haven't seen the zone from Blackfish yet, only from Houndd.
This is, yeah.
Houndd showing a lot of patience. This is the Cal, the Diamond, the Arrowhead zone. Many different names, but the idea is you're going to force the handlers just to move it laterally. Your main goal, no matter what, is to stop forward momentum at high angles. But now we see Blackfish trying to set up a trap here and force the sideline, but Paulaz and his handler core are just driving through, and he finds a hole to Lamb. Back to Paulaz, hearing a loud milk call from Blackfish on the sideline here. Houndd just off to the races. No problem. I want to shout out number 90 on Houndd there, Christopher Chan. Chan was there for resets, and then he moved with purpose up the line. And you'll notice he didn't get it up the line at all, but he went up the line 4 or 5 times that point. And what that did is it forced the zone to collapse on him and follow him. And then Paulaz, thanks to that, had some really easy shots around.
Yeah.
Right? Dynamic handler movement against zones keeps the defense reacting. You can't let the defense get proactive in a zone.
That's it.
Or, as we've seen, they just trap you on the sideline and things get really difficult.
Yeah, and that's something I think that is an underrated skill that people don't talk about enough. It's one, hey, everyone can be big, fast, jump really well, throw really well, but to know how to create space for your other players to cut is something that I think isn't really cherished
Yeah,
enough.
I mean, Chan was bait.
That was
He
it.
went.
Bait.
He went blackfishing.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I had to. but that was great. Great movement by Houndd. Still, no break. I mean, Houndd is up 1. The score is now 5-4. Holds only. You expected this kind of battle in pre-quarter. We love close pre-quarter match-ups. It shakes down the seeds and what we think we're going to see throughout a tournament on paper. Split stack by Blackfish. Cut off the front of the 3 side right away, flipping it to the 2. That's a neat play. Stealing that. Thank you, Blackfish. Into the playbook because, look, that gets you down 5 yards outside in no time. O'Donnell across. Houndd can't make the play. And a very efficient hold. O'Donnell high-fiving Jared Camfield. Camfield kind of had a late play on that, but made sure he didn't collide with O'Donnell. O'Donnell,
Yeah.
I think he saw Camfield pull up there, so a little respect given.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it's one thing to play hard, but another thing to make sure you look out for the bodies of your competitors.
Score 5-5. I mean, isn't it funny that with the weather and everything we've had this week, that this is the least eventful game?
I would say so.
And while Houndd and Blackfish have both had dirty hold at this point, where they've held after a series of turnovers, like no breaks, no wild sky ball, taking it out of the pack.
Nothing crazy. I mean,
Right?
at that one point, it seemed like they had all the turnovers in that one point. That ended with a crazy hammer. That's it. They just kind of got it out. They got it all out in that one point. And
Yeah.
now we're just seeing awesome fundamental disc for the rest of it.
Yeah,
Offense
it's
does not want to make mistakes right now. They're
Yeah.
not doing it.
we don't see the weather as a factor really right now.
No.
Maybe on a few hucks, but it is not the story of this game. It's just
Oh.
offensive work, effort, and retention by both of these groups.
Maybe the wind's a little different 10 feet down. I don't know.
We are at the second highest point in Edmonton right now and elevated. Just as Ojin Lee was catching that, he felt he was pushed in the back. Debatable if that affected the catch. It may have. I don't know because it happened pretty late. That might have been off of his hands. He's wearing number 95, though, and 95s don't make calls like that. So that's got to be in his hand.
Got to be it.
Do you know what number I am? Take a guess. But anyway, some debate amongst those players. Foul, retracted. So it is a turnover. 95s are also very highly spirited if they do drop.
They do.
Things like that. Yes.
That's what they're known for.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Ryan Kinsey picks up. Looks deep, not quite there. Goes to Creed. Creed leaving his feet at the last second to save that. Blackfish now right at the doorstep, looking at these slash cuts. Still able to keep it up. Sliding Ryan Chen keeps it going for the Fish. Goes around to Kinsey. Creed looking for options. Houndd doing a good job of poaching in the lanes. But it's number 7 on Blackfish, Joshua Jang, who finds the hole. And that is our first break of the game, Tyler. 6-5 for Blackfish.
And, I mean, with the back and forth that this has been, a break point is huge. It seems like neither team has been willing to let one of those go just yet. So,
yeah.
Houndd has a bit of work to do.
Blackfish capitalizing on a drop. Did a good job with patient O there, but also some athletic plays. I think 3 or 4 Blackfish players had to make layout or sliding catches to keep that alive.
Yeah, I think there must have been about 40 feet of cumulative knee slides to catch this in that point.
And so what we haven't had this game is the team starting on defense on the right of the screen. Right? Yeah, we haven't had a D-line come out onto the field yet on this side. And D-lines often have different looks, right? This has been an O-line game, right? Really so far. So very curious to see how, a D-line organized now after getting a break. You get that T2 out there, you can get into your depth. You see like a player we haven't seen yet and is one of my favorite players on Blackfish, Justin Chan, finally getting out there. Kind of known as the OG on this team, which is weird for me because when I played, he was a rook. So this is cool how it's come full circle. His pull is gonna hit the generator. The bleachers.
Oh, the bleachers.
Well, don't say nice things about people while they're pulling, I guess.
Yeah. That's all right.
But yeah, now we get to see some depth, but that was out so early, so maybe we won't. Oh, if you see the beanbag, that pull was a beanbag, and the beanbag is half a yard outside of the end zone.
Goodness.
Oof.
Goodness.
I didn't think it went out that early. Well, forget all that about an organized D-line. I mean, now this is firmly O-line in control once again.
100%.
So Houndd baiting on the open side from the stack, and a sneaky Rowan Jameson getting down like those border collies herding sheep, just in the reeds, creeping on the side. He waited around, and then he was available. Dog references.
All good to go. Chasing the frisbees, or discs, as they will.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, careful.
My bad. I retract. It was a 7-second delay, though.
Well, I think we're at this point that, everybody knows.
Yeah.
So the score is 6-6. Blackfish is up a break, so they're technically winning, and I'll explain why real quick. Because at halftime, Blackfish started this game on defense, and at halftime, Blackfish will start the game on offense. Now, if they continue to trade, right, for the rest of this half, the score would be 8-7 Blackfish. But then, in the second half, Blackfish would be pulled to. It would start on offense and have the opportunity to start on offense, and if they score, that brings them to 9-7, right? So they're technically winning in the tie game right now simply because they're getting, and it's coming down to this moment right here, they have offensive possession first.
Yep. Assuming all holds from here on out.
Yes, right? And obviously that's so, like, it honestly
of course.
really doesn't matter. But if you're wondering how this game is swinging back and forth, that is what is happening.
Yeah, for sure. And, guys at this level, they're thinking about that stuff.
Yeah. It matters.
Yeah.
But what really matters is racking up the points, making the Ds, getting breaks.
Catch them discs.
Now, we see the disc go up in the air, and it's a sky ball. I don't like this call, simply because you can't argue about repositioning when the disc is being pushed around the wind. Kai, we're on the same level. The Blackfish sideline's looking at me. It's like, this is a fair call in this wind. It's tough because these conditions are weird. That being said, he got hit in the back.
He did get from behind.
Right? So this is, I don't know. I think this is one of those ones, the conditions you argue. I'm like, sorry, man, we both went for it. Like, we both were under it. The wind's moving it. We're both chumming towards it. I do feel, perhaps if I'm thinking about it again, Will Turner, he hit the Blackfish player with moderate impact. Right? And when you get hit hard enough, you're calling a foul no matter what.
Sure.
Foul. Observer ruling. Was a foul, so the impact was hard enough by Turner. Oh, and the observer signaling that you actually did cause his arms to move. Okay, so I didn't have that, so that's interesting.
Okay.
So observer can signaling, you push his arms out of the way, man, and I didn't have that. So that changes the explanation.
There you go.
Gibbon calls something. He and his Czech seem to agree right away. Foul, no contest. Okay. Hand signals. We love them.
We love them.
O'Donnell trying to set something up. He goes up the line. It's hand blocked, but O'Donnell digs it out of the ground somehow. Player slipping and sliding downfield. Donald looking for us options, goes for the around break. And Van der Dresden, he made a great play to toe it in and then tried to flip to Yen quick, but I believe that was Curtis Campbell kind of read that play and knocked it down.
That quick catch and release, that would be the equivalent of a one-timer, no?
I like it. I like it. I mean, in Ultimate, is the only one-timer a greatest, one could argue?
Oh. Have to say.
McDonald trying to go for it and just whiffs on it. So now Houndd right outside of the end zone. DeFore is going to flip that up. And Houndd back on the board. That's their first break. So we are back on serve. The score 7-6. So thanks to a whiff. We see the lie down and fetch again. You know what I'd like to see? You know the dock diving dogs? You know?
Dock diving?
Yeah. They line up at the back of a dock, and then the dog runs down the end of this dock super fast, and they throw up a toy, and the dog launches and catches in the air and lands in the pool of water.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lake right there.
Right over there. Yes,
I'm just saying.
Maybe if they win this game, we might.
Maybe that's if you win the championship.
If you win the championship, yeah. You should float that idea to them later.
Yeah, I'm sure that water is totally clean. But anyway.
There's an advisory. There's a sign right there.
Score 7-6. One of the teams will take a timeout here. The half will be taken at 8, so this is a good time to take a timeout. Houndd up 7-6. Great time for a little chit-chat, regroup. I mean, you're back on serve. That is to say, Houndd started the game on 0. They're now up 1 point, like we were saying.
Yes, yeah.
This game is just close as it can get.
It's incredibly close. And it's interesting to me that how strong both of these teams are, right? Like, either one of these teams, to me, belongs in the corners. Like, they belong in the top 8. Like,
yes.
How good these guys are.
Yeah, it could be either. If you were to ask me, could Houndd or Blackfish be in the top 8, I'd say definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because you expect this, kind of matchup.
Yeah.
Again, when you have the heaviest hitters across the nation here.
Yeah.
These teams who are always together and always grinding to come up and play, like, this makes sense, what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, incredible.
I touched on Blackfish about the history and everything. They have been working on an identity as a team. Like I said, we're working far more on development. They did have a partnership with Furious George this year to work on development. Furious looking at a lot of their players and giving tips, and more of a partnership in Vancouver to make it more of a stream, which is pretty neat. Yet at the same time, distinct identity from them. We'll take a little bit of help, but we're also going to work on ourselves and be our team. We're not just the quote-unquote farm team, as it were.
That was my question. Is it sort of like a bit of a farm team relationship going on?
I think there's an expectation that a lot of these players will try out for Furious and make tips.
Sure.
But at the same time, Blackfish still matters. It's not like this team doesn't matter. It's just all for the Angry Monkey. That huck up to Flock. It's deep. He goes up early. He feels he had it foul strip. He could have. I didn't see, and I don't think Turner did either, because he was laying out to make that play, and he made a great last-minute play. It's hard to say. Fuck looked like he had it, and then the disc flinged out of his hands. I have him catching it, Turner's contact, pushing his hands with such force that he kind of throws it after that.
Yeah, it seemed like that disc flung out a little too hard for it just to be a weird spin out.
But our angle, it was good, but that happened in front of their bodies, so it's too hard to say. I think this... It depends if Turner had a perspective or not.
We're talking about that's kind of dry, but clearly he has a case. So
this is tough. This is one of those ones where if you go to the Observer, there is a lot to lose. Like if you're Turner and you go to the Observer, you lose that, it's a goal. If you're Fuck and you go to the Observer and it's a turnover, it's not a foul, it's a turnover.
Yes,
right.
True.
If you contest, possession goes back to the throwers. So in Blackfish's best interest would be just to agree to contest with the offense, probably. Turner's, I don't know. I don't know. Do you gamble? Do you roll the dice? Right? And say, I'm going to go to the Observer, and if you lose, or if reality was indeed that, it was a foul, it's a goal.
Yes.
But, at the same time, spirit-wise, do you say, hey, neutral party, what happened? Right? Are you trying to game the system if you say, let's just contest and send it back?
Tough to say. I like to hope that people, even at this competition level, people are trying to be as honest and they're not trying to game the system.
Yeah.
I wonder if going to the Observer is like, hey, buddy, I don't trust your observation.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Or, the other way of putting that, though, is I am so sure about it.
True.
And I don't want to leave it to anyone else because I know, I just feel like my perspective is so firmly what happened that I would rather just contest. Right? So hard to say. There's so many ways to go with it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And this is a long discussion. We do hope that, at this point when you're talking about it this long, go to Orange or send it back.
Yeah.
Like this, you obviously disagree, but maybe they're having a very efficient discussion. I don't know.
I'm sure they're still talking about Ultimate.
Yeah. Foul contest. It's going back.
Okay.
So both players very sure about where they were at. This will go all the way back to Yin. That was a big huck.
Wow, that's a lot of range.
Yeah, that's about 55 to 60 yards.
Yeah, and I'm more in favor of quick resolutions myself. If I make my case, you make your case, we disagree, just contest it.
Coming in at 6, Yen with the disc. Blackfish cutters out pretty deep. They'll go to O'Donnell, but Paulus knew it was coming. Fetches that with haste. Houndd begins to move it quickly. Campbell to Luo. Moves that to Turner. Turner has Campbell. Campbell brings it in. One observer. Both observers have it in. It seemed that Observer Sandra signaled out of bounds, but Observer Ken was standing down the line and had great perspective. Sit, Hounds, sit. Roll over. And fetch. Okay, best celebration ever. Seriously, everybody take note. All right, so that is another break for Houndd, which brings our score to 8-6, and that's halftime. Tyler and I are going to shut off the audio here so we can run some ads for you fans, and then we are going to go down and fetch 2 players to perhaps come up for some halftime interviews. Halves are 7 minutes, so if you'd like to take a break and come back for the game, you can do that. Or if you want to hear some interviews, stay tuned. Either way, we'll be right back.
I love working with the team towards a common goal.
For the camaraderie.
Camaraderie and playing with my teammates.
I play for my team.
Teamwork and the connections that I can build on and off field.
For the community and the exercise.
Because of the community and the competition.
I like playing Ultimate Frisbee for the competition.
I play for the competition and the fun.
For fun.
Because fun.
I love getting to work hard.
You get out of it what you put into it.
Leave everything out here.
Every time I step on the field, I want to be a better player.
You know, give something people to talk about.
Be happy but never satisfied. To step away from real life and focus on Frisbee.
I play because I love Ultimate.
Find your drive.
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 Oh, what's your name?
Hey, my name's Travis Pucker, and I'm here talking for Houndd.
Sorry about that. Yes, we're here with Houndd. We're going to play from Houndd to do a little bit of interview just to kind of get some vibes, how they're feeling on the sideline. So what's morale like on the Houndd sideline right now?
Morale's been good. We've had to adjust from yesterday. We've been used to like 35-degree weather the entire season so far, and then coming here to Edmonton and being frozen out. We sent everyone for a Goodwill trip last night for rain jackets and warm clothes, so that's paying dividends today for sure.
Yes, absolutely. I can imagine. So this is a tight game. We got a 2-point game. You guys are really close. What can we hope to see from Houndd going into this next half?
I mean, as you probably found out on this live stream field, the upwind breaks are the story of the game, and we've got some strategies to help us produce upwind breaks, and we're going to try to implement those in the second half. We've only really tried a couple strategies. We're going to switch things up in the second half. So.
Okay, awesome. So, all right, let's say I'm doing a little fantasy draft here, and I'm trying to pick the best player from Houndd to who's going to score the most points in the next half. Who should I be putting my money on here?
Oh man, if you're looking for a stat patter, you're getting Spencer Dillon for sure.
Spencer Dillon.
He's been owning the front cone all weekend so far.
Awesome. Good, good. All right, does anybody you got some shout outs from back home?
Yeah, well, shout out the PR guys watching back at home. I'm sure they're tuned in and tapped into this stream. And shout out to our coach's wife, Rebecca. She's watching at home too. She probably sacrificed a lot to have Cuckoo hang out with us, and my wife as well, Emily. Yeah.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, thanks for the interview, and hey, good luck next half.
Appreciate that.
There you go.
Thanks.
They sent me up here.
All right, and we've got Ethan from the Blackfish up here to give us a little bit of an interview. Ethan, what can you tell me a little bit of what's going on the sideline for Blackfish?
On the sideline, you know, we're always pumped up. We got Justin Chan, number 54, on, and he's always hyped up, and he's always leading some crazy cheers. So he's got us really hyped up.
That's especially really good on days like today. It's cold. Everyone's a little bitter. You need someone to provide a little bit of warmth there.
For sure.
What can we expect out of Blackfish in this next half?
Oh, this half you can expect fire, intensity, good decision making, and a lot of hype, and some big moments and some big plays for sure.
Okay. No, I asked Houndd the same question, right? Now, say I have a fantasy draft, and I'm trying to pick a player who's going to do, you know, who should I be watching for this next half?
Oh, that's easy. Number 3, Kai Creed. He's we consider him the best player in the world. And it's pretty easy to see why. So watch out for Kai Creed. He'll shred this half.
Okay, fantastic. And do you have anybody at home you want to shout out to?
At home, just everyone who's watching, family, friends, and all our supporters out there for sure. And Kai Creed, of course, for being, you know, the rock of this team.
Being the guy.
Yeah, being that guy.
Okay, man, awesome. Thank you, Ethan. I appreciate it. Looks like you've got to go. Teams are cheering. So, hey, good luck next half.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, fans, we're back. I'm a little late to the party here because the rain has started and we're drying off the equipment, but Blackfish starting this second half of our pre-quarter on O. This match is a pre-quarter final in the Open Division. So the winner will be in, the loser will be out. Blackfish and Houndd with some immediate excitement to a hug to Jordan McDonald. Are able to break that up. And so another break chance for Houndd. Houndd finishing the last half with 2 breaks now, leading 8-6. Houndd from Durham, Ontario. Blackfish from Vancouver, BC. Second year in a row where we're featuring an open pre-quarter. It was Blackfish and GT last year, so the Vancouver, Ontario pre-quarter is a thing. O'Donnell fields that underthrown huck. Again, telling his team to chill. He has no mark, can take his time. Has a deep shot. And a little bit lucky with the win, but Nicholas Chang has a great read. Chang is an energy and glue guy on that Blackfish squad. He's very friendly. When you try and talk to him during Ultimate Game, it's no go. It's just all business. Not negative, but he is just locked in. He looks locked in. He is locked in. And, you know, I think Blackfish is going to have to leverage players like him the second half to really battle back here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have to dig deep. I mean, I've got definitely both squads in the interviews. They sound very excited. They're expecting some fire for the second half.
So, 8-7 now. Houndd still up a break. The field has flipped back and forth a little bit. I don't think, Tyler, the wind has been the thing dictating who's scoring where. Rather, we've just seen a ton of clean holds.
That's it.
This game. There's some dirty holds as well, but O-lines are starting on offense. There have just been so many holds and very few breaks. The wind doesn't really seem to have anything to do with it. The wind does have something to do with that pole, though, as it's pushed out of bounds. Once again, we are just getting blasted up here in the stream fort. Even though we've got lots of shielding, we do need an open side, and it's just so great that the wind has decided that it's going to hit the uncovered side today. I'm not bitter. Paul Oz. Yeah, nature. Well, that pass a little too low for Dylan. So now Blackfish with a chance to get this break back. His pass too low as well. So the disc changing hands. Houndd enough players deep, even though there was some falling. Number 12 on Houndd makes the play. That is Owen Chan. He didn't signal injury. He got up and went for it. You can see he's a little hurt. Well, a little shaken up nonetheless, but, you know, great play by him. And now he's happy and yelling. Proud of that play, but needed a minute. Creed on Blackfish tried to make the play there, but just a little too late. So a hold for Houndd. The score 9-7. Houndd took the third seed out of Ontario to get here. Blackfish took the second out of 2 bids out of Vancouver, knocking out Vancouver's Coast and Victoria's Surf. But moving right along, both teams working really hard to be here. I mean, Tyler, I'd like to just cover it again in the second half for the fans just joining us. You know, they're in regions where they're not known as the top tier program, you know, and punching up and getting into that top 8 is a big deal. So both teams putting in a ton of effort here to reach that coveted championship bracket.
And to have two top 8 teams come from the same region also is something to be mentioned.
Blackfish tries the horizontal stack play, kind of baiting a bunch of different things. The huck will go to O'Donnell, and what an absolute shot by Yen. You'd think there was no wind here.
Like I said, maybe there's nothing 10 feet down. I don't know. We're feeling it up here. The wind's just saved itself for up here. But that, yeah, like you said, fantastic shot.
The score, 9-8. It's anyone's game right now. I mean, Houndd is winning.
Yes.
They're up a break. They're up 1 point right now. They're going to get the disc on here for the possession, but just
there's no clear dominating team right now.
No.
This could go any way.
I'm giving the edge to Houndd's O-line right now.
Okay.
I think Paula's, is just having a great game. Campbell's having a great game. Dylan's having a great game. A lot of the other O-line players out there have done a great job, but that core O-line of Houndd just is getting it done.
A bunch of doers.
Yeah, a bunch of doers, and seem to have an answer for whatever defense Blackfish throws at them. They haven't seen stymied in any way this game.
Yeah, they have not seemed like they haven't had an option at any point.
So, flip to Paula's. Match defense from Blackfish here. Lee's underneath, it's not there. They go around to Paula's, but it hits the ground before he grabs it. He's not sure. That was definitely bouncing off the ground. Blackfish has nothing to lose by going to the observatory. I'm getting props from the Blackfish sideline. I don't know if that's a good thing when I'm broadcasting. Make me look bad, fellas, but I think I had it down, Tyler. What did you have?
I would have said it was down.
Okay.
I mean, he seemed like he made quite a late decision to make the bid, too.
Yeah, and the effort was there. It certainly bounced.
Yeah.
Observer ruling it is down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not a bad on Paulus, though, because, I mean, he put out the effort. You're saying he bid late. He might not have been able to see that it actually bounced. So sometimes saying, listen, I thought I had it.
Yeah.
What'd you see? And he accepts that call with no complaint. Blackfish going for the ISO here. Kai Creed left alone, but the pass is thrown to the wrong place. So Blackfish needed that. It seemed like that was it. The turning point.
Yep.
But
you know he'd love to have that one back.
yeah. Creed's cut was good. Paulus will center to Chan. They find Dylan. Dylan's going to let loose. Out of bounds. And a lot of pressure from Ryan Kinsey to knock that down. You saw Owen Chan had the wheels there, but...
Yep, when you got to contend with the line, it makes things a lot harder.
Yeah. Oh, that pass a little too high for number 29 on Blackfish. That's Jason Leo. He tried the second effort, but had already contacted out of bounds and dropped it. Houndd centering to Paulus. No surprise there. They start moving it around. Lamb seemed to trip a lot. I think he just lost his footing.
It seems, yeah, that was a bit of an imbalanced throw.
Trying this new word to say when that happens. He tripped. What do you think? I blew
Slip. How about slip?
Slipped.
Slip.
All right.
That one.
Well, seems to be some discussion of what's happening. I don't know why. I think it's just an injury or perhaps... You know what? I'm just going to wait. Don't know what's happening here. Fortunately, did not see any injury signals. You fans will know better than I right now.
And it just is going back.
Is there a foul on the catch? No. Okay, the disc is back in play and Blackfish is on offense. That's what we can see now.
Best we can tell.
And now there's another call, so there seems to be some procedural problems here. Objection, Your Honor. Procedure. I think it has to do with the injury subs. I think number 6 on Houndd there when he slipped.
Mm-hmm.
How you say it? When Lamb slipped, he might have hurt himself a bit there, so he takes a sub.
Yeah, maybe pulled something.
And I think they were trying to figure out when does a sub happen, what's fair for the defense to come up. Again, just going straight to Creed. Creed's going to have to turn it on because that goes far. He makes the bid. It's not there. Chris Chan picks up underneath to Ojin Lee. No foul that time as that just bounces off the hands of Lee despite any contact from Jang.
Sometimes just having the pressure on there makes it so much harder to make the catch.
Another good no call by Lee, though. I mean, that did just bounce off his hands. That contact had nothing to do with it. Again, looking for options. They like to isolate in the middle and the front here, but then they throw the blade to Jang, and Jang is able to get that flip into the end zone to number 21, Austin Yen. And now the score is 9-9. That break from Blackfish. Houndd started this game on offense, so we are back on serve.
Back on serve. And what a great just a quick direction change to get wide open right in front of the disc. End zone, there you go.
I don't know if Blackfish is putting out their own bait there. You know, orcas are smart. You know, they set up some tactics, hunt
Some
their prey in
traps.
packs, try and knock their prey off icebergs, ice sheets. If you've seen that, it's wild.
You know, we mentioned earlier this is a battle between different mammals. They're both pack.
Both pack
animals,
animals,
too.
yes.
All right.
And I wonder that they've isolated Falk in front of the disc like numerous times in the end zone there.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like he's in the way, like he's not going to get open, and then they flip it past. First they tried to go to Creed, it didn't work. That time they did the exact same thing, and then found Jang, who then was able to flip it quickly. Some tactical misdirection, perhaps.
They're crafty mammals.
Crafty mammals. This is kind of battle land and sea.
It is.
Yeah. Offside by Blackfish. Houndd lets that hit the ground so they can bring it to the brick mark. And offside in this sport is when the defense is across the goal line before the pole is in the air. Conversely, if the offense were to do that, it would be a false start. And I forget what happens with that. We can read the rule book, but we haven't seen any false starts in either phase of this tournament yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the second offside, you see this is actually not coming to the brick mark. That was the second one, so it comes to half. So good field position for Pulas here. That throw is off, and Blackfish able to get the D. Jiang put in a lot of effort to break that up as well. Blackfish with a chance to take the lead. O'Donnell trying some spin moves. Not quite there. Yen doesn't like it. Yen goes for the hut. It's foot blocked. Kinsey makes the athletic bid, but it's not there. A huge block by Houndd. Dylan needs something up the line. Has Lamb. He's back in the game from an earlier injury. Dylan up the line. And this is going to be a discussion. That was a huge bid by that Blackfish player. We're going to catch his number. He looks a little hurt.
I mean, from my perspective, that looked very clean to me.
I have it up. I have clap,
for sure.
catch, bounce off the ground. The disc didn't move when I had it. If you're a football fan, you know once the catch is made and they maintain control. Ultimate's not exactly like that, but it seemed to me after he made that clap catch and it bounced, the position of his hands never changed.
Yeah.
It didn't. His hands didn't slide down the disc or anything like that. It was firm.
Yeah, once the spin of the disc stops, it is considered a catch.
Ground can't, and ground
Well,
contact
ground
can knock it out, right?
Yeah,
like if he
exactly.
comes down on that clap catch and the edge bounces it, retracted, it's a goal.
There we go.
Nice catch by Chris Chan. Some athleticism all around from all players there, both from Blackfish and Houndd.
And, I mean, amazing. Like, really, really good for that receiver to adjust to that deflection by the layout D to get down and catch that disc.
Yeah,
Very good reaction.
Yeah. I mean, you're fighting for everything right now. This is the pre-quarter.
Yeah. Very alert.
Nothing to be left to, oh, that's a tough one. Good try, bro. Everything, you got to go for it all.
Right, these guys are already wet and dirty. What's a little more wet and dirty ground contact?
Here at Iverdent, it has been up and down with the weather. Our showcase field is holding up. It's starting to look a bit brown, but this facility has done a very good job of coping with all the weather. But, our BE Ultimate and Discraft showcase field is getting a little torn up. So we've been actually asking teams not to warm up on it anymore.
Okay.
I imagine non-streamed games will probably get moved off of this field because it's got to last us one more pre-quarter today and some quarters and semis tomorrow and finals on Sunday. And don't forget about our mixed showcase final happening Saturday night. Tyler and I will be on that one.
Yes. It's a bit of a later slot.
Bit of a later slot, but we'll have lots of chit-chat about that tomorrow. You Eastern fans are going to have to stay up late. You Western fans will like that you can tune in early.
I'm from the East Coast. We're used to staying up late to watch hockey.
I guess you have to stay up late for everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Yen will bring that to the brick. Flips it to O'Donnell. To McDonald. Has receivers. Elects to go for this safe shot. Ooh, safe shot. It seems everyone's okay. Ching's all right, but he's going to call injury. I mean, I was saying earlier, it's those locked-in dudes. Nicholas Chang, He's just a baller, but he did take a big hit there. You're going to see the yellow card to Curtis Campbell. That doesn't surprise me. I think it was a split-second decision. That kind of card is saying, hey, that decision you made was unsafe.
Exactly.
Right? And Chang obviously not too hurt from it. It could have been worse, but as soon as you made that choice, the risk was unacceptable.
Yeah.
And remember, everybody, dangerous play is not about what happens. It's about how was the risk, and there it was unacceptable from the observer standpoint.
From the observer. And I think
it was too risky. I agree with that call.
Yeah.
Foul, no contest by the defense. So what this does, it brings the stall count back down to 0. O'Donnell trying to swim his way through. It's not there. Blackfish still ISOing in the front. McKibben's going to get it. Hill now ISO with the end trying to go up. Blackfish intent on working very hard to ISO in the front. Will they work it back up to the hard side so they can kind of roll back downhill? Nope. Instead, go the blade over top to McDonald. And the hold for Blackfish. The score, 10-10.
Great patience on the end zone line. And it almost seemed like he had that guy locked in for the throw. He was like, the space is opening. I'm getting it to you. Just stay right there. Don't move.
Once again, you know, it's the bait fish references. You know, they just continue to dangle in front on the line. I'm going to throw to this guy right in front. And as soon as that school of fish move over, they just go right over top.
Right over top. Yeah.
Do you think it's too much? Do you think the viewers appreciate how we're nerds?
They should.
Yeah. We're working hard, folks.
Yeah.
You know, there's no script. This is all wit.
All wit. Oh, and a blue card.
Yeah, and that was the
Houndd.
I'm not sure why, actually. We're going to obviously find out. I didn't hear Observer Sandra. It could have been encroachment. Very handsy on something. On the mark, perhaps?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So these penalties are interesting because, you know, they'll rack up. Tyler, I've forgotten something in the rules.
Okay.
I feel like I should know this, but when your team's awarded a yellow card that's a personal misconduct foul, I don't know if that goes into the count of blue cards.
I've witnessed it in one game where 3 blue cards were given and a yardage penalty happened, and then a yellow card was given and a larger yardage penalty was
so
also
based on
given.
that,
yeah,
yellow cards count as team misconduct fouls.
It would seem.
And then another team misconduct foul. So that's 2 against Houndd now. And why that matters is because the next one, like you're saying, will result in a field position penalty.
Yeah.
So we have seen on this very field, I don't know if you know, 6 years ago, a final was heavily affected by a third field position penalty where a team got to bring the disc to half. It actually should have been the brick, but they scored in their end zone set. That was Vancouver's Furious against Toronto's Goat, and Furious won that final. So they mean something.
Yes.
Paulus' Huck up high. Everybody's in the area. It's Ojin Lee that comes down with it, but his throw too high, and O'Donnell elevates to bring it down. Blackfish with their break chance. Pivotal moment in this game. No soft cap in these games. It's just hard cap. But the pass from Van der Driesen is too low. Bolas looking for options. Goes around to Puckren. Chris Chan wants a reset. There's a pick call as Owen Chan was very open.
Incredibly.
So I can see Chris Chan and Owen Chan are just locked in with each other right now. So he's going to look to him again. Instead, goes back to Paula's after the first move is not available. Blackfish working very hard on the open side. Paulus runs out of time, has to put it up. Paulus clapping his hands saying, guys, I ran out of time, but perhaps not what I wanted to do. Hard to say.
Yeah, he looks a little frustrated after that one. It looked like he really wasn't given many options to reset. He had not really a lot of help there.
Austin Yen will pick up. Vanderjesen tried to take advantage, but Yen didn't see it, and Yen calls a timeout. This game started at 1:45
yes,
today.
1:45.
So let me see here. That would bring our cap to 3:15. The horn goes at the 85-minute mark. So the horn will go in 7 minutes. Quick maths. And that means when the horn goes, you finish the point, and if it's a tie, it'll go to Universe. With the way this is going, that is a high possibility in this sports match.
Yep. So, you're Blackfish right now. What are they talking about? What do you think?
Setting up a play to get it off the end zone, making sure that we're not cutting each other off at the same time, but I think this is all play call right now. It's tricky when you're on that sideline to generate a play call because there's only so many parts of the field you can use. You are limited to that one side. Yen has been shooting this game quite a bit, though.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see O'Donnell or Creed. I mean, all those players out there have been big, those cutters anyway.
Now, do you think
have been big strikers here. Vanderjesen has been a big striker but lands up in a handler spot, so I wonder if we're going to see a Planet-like play where he goes up the line and takes off, and then a cutter comes underneath. You see here, Jameson is just lined up at half, not covering anybody. Neither is Ojin Lee, so Houndd has two players poaching deep. And Houndd just out-positions Blackfish to get that. And that was a timeout in style by Polaz. Calls the timeout after just snatching that away from Falk and calls the timeout. And then helps him up. I don't think that was a taunt. That was just a whoop.
Yeah.
That was funny. But
okay.
I like that timeout way better. Taking a timeout on your cone.
Mm-hmm.
The end zone you're trying to defend, and then you get on offense, you take it on the cone. There's so little you can do there, right? Versus centering the disc and then calling it, even if you're on the goal line.
Sure. Well, I'm wondering if maybe the talk was to just get it off the sideline, potentially.
Right, but why would he call the timeout walking up, though? Right?
Yeah, true. But now, new timeout, and discussions are opposite.
Yeah. This is, hey, boys, just take it easy. We're going to punch it in. Yeah. Are we going to set up an ISO? Are we going to run a play? Are we going to do the old bait and switch that those do? One of my dogs always does that. One of my dogs always does that. Yeah. Maverick's kind of a jerk, tries to eat all the toys. Charlie will come over. He'll take the toy from her. She's like, fine. She gets another one. He takes that, goes back to hers. He's pretty dumb.
He falls for it every day.
But can the dogs do that? Doesn't look like they're going to. Kind of setting up in a vertical.
Yeah, something a bit traditional.
Yeah. I think it's going to be to Dylan here. Dylan's kind of got the stance like, don't pay attention to me. I'm just standing in neutral, but those shoulders are tense. Or will it be Jameson up front? No, it's going to be Dylan. Jameson comes around, so they just pretty standard end zone set. We're up the line and then to the front of the stack.
Yeah.
Polaz, thrower initiated. Falk breaks it up. Polaz with the second effort, keeps it in. And then finds Ojin Lee for the goal. But while that's an important hold by Houndd, this game is far from over. We're on serve for 3 minutes to cap. I'm almost certain that this will be the second to last point of the game. As if I did my math correctly, pretty sure I did, that the horn will go at 10 after 3 Mountain Time. So if Blackfish gets the hold here, we'll go to Universe. If Houndd gets this point before the cap, the next point won't matter because they'll be up by 2.
That's it.
Right? If the horn goes during this point and Houndd scores, the game will be over, right? So no matter which way you slice it. So Blackfish has to score.
They got to score.
Period.
That's it.
Yeah, if they don't score this point, they'll lose.
Yep.
We do have our other free quarter happening on the stream. It's Montreal's Manic playing against Halifax's Red Circus. We have built a pretty sick stream for it here with all the shields, so we can't see anything back there. But viewers, if you want to know how that game's going, you can try and jump in, see the chat. I'm not sure if we have score updates available for you. I seem to think we do not on that stream, but you can always read some body language. If they're going to cap, you'll know very shortly who won. Mm-hmm. And I believe they are, listening to what I can hear back there. Cheng, no surprise to see him on the field. You need your veterans to get this point done. He's running out of time, but has O'Donnell. O'Donnell, a new, not sure if he's a rookie or a second year on the team. Not sure. He didn't play Dino, strong Dino player, and if I'm not mistaken, I believed he was on the mixed U19 Canadian team from the last U19 run.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. I just know he's a strong player.
Okay.
And he's quick. I'm pretty sure he was on TC.
He's showing it out here for sure.
Cheng. Elects not to huck it. Not surprised to see some conservativeness from Blackfish right now. Retention is everything. You need to make the smart choices here to keep it alive. O'Donnell's going to take off. Vander Drizen goes around to Yen. McKibben smartly just posts up in the middle. McDonald's open underneath, but too much traffic. McKibben finds the dump to Yen. And I think this is a matter of, hey, man, you get the disc, but there was a pick just because I ran into my guy while I was setting the mark. Can play a part.
Mm-hmm. Hey, a stall count is a stall count.
Yep. Hashtag Open Junior Final. There's the horn. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so Blackfish scores, Universe. Houndd scores, Game Houndd. Puck. Under to O'Donnell. O'Donnell has McDonald. His check fell. There's a foul call. So this should go back to O'Donnell. It looks like DeFore is letting McDonald know that some of his contact in his cut knocked him over. Could have been incidental. Doesn't really matter. McDonald agrees. So disc is back with Kai O'Donnell. Vander Drizen, McDonald downfield trying to coordinate who's going to go. Houndd looking around. Vander Drizen trying to sell his check. Difficult to do when they just heard you talk about your plan. O'Donnell running out of time. He's just going to put it up. Vander Drizen there to clean it up. To Chen. And there's a stall count back down here on the field. So all this work done really well, but Campbell, okay. Tyler, Curtis Campbell has the best let's discuss this stance. That is the most non-confrontational,
absolutely,
call dispute stance I have ever seen. His teammates hear me and are laughing at him, but they know it's true. Look how chill that is. He's just like, I'm just here to have a conversation.
Yeah, right? It's, it's an intimidating conversation.
Hands behind my back. Nothing going on here.
Yeah.
Just, here's my perspective with my one hand. Yeah. Shall we agree to go contest? They do. Man, the high five. In the open division, this high-spirited to discuss these calls.
Especially this tight of a game and what's on the line.
Yeah.
The fact that these guys are still
professional.
Yes. Yep.
O'Donnell goes over top because he has to. He has no time. Finds Fuck. Fuck has no options. Looks to Yen, calls a timeout. They'll talk about the count. So, this time, Blackfish with a little bit more to work with on the timeout. I mean, it is still right on the field, but this, I think, was more of a necessity from Falk and less of a decision. He had nothing, right? No one was available. Yep. He was going to run out of time, kind of stuck there on the side. That timeout was kind of the pulling of the ripcord, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
What's an orca's panic button? What would that be? What would an orca do?
I don't think orcas panic.
Ooh, dude, yeah. What am I saying? Damn, I love that. Okay, wow, yeah. I'll just shut up.
I'm just saying. I'd hate to meet the thing that makes
Orcas
an
don't
orca panic.
All right. Offense is going to have to set here. Observer Sandro signaling they have 20 seconds. And once they are set, they have to freeze. And Hound on defense will have an additional 20 seconds to set up. We're going to get an ISO here. So you see that all those Blackfish players heading to the back of the end zone, but it's all been ISO all day. They're just dangling the bait in front.
Well, that's it.
Right.
Who's the bait this time?
Looks like it's going to be McKibben and Yen, which doesn't surprise me at all. They have been in front of the disc all day, seemingly dancing. And, you know, as a coach, you're like, I hate it when you dance in front of the disc. You just take up space. But it seems Blackfish, like, that's the bait, right? Unconventional. Goes to McKibben. O'Donnell right up the line. But Hound with the smart poaches to break that up, but Blackfish gets the big around to Yen. While far back from the end zone in good position for breaks like that one to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's going to air that out to Falk. Turner is there. Falk brings it in and helps Turner up. Great professional play by these teams. And we have the Universe Point alert. This pre-quarter in the Open Division is going to Uni. Will it be Hound from Durham, Ontario, or Blackfish from Vancouver, BC that moves into the top 8? Oh,
This will make two live streams in a row have gone to Universe.
Going to Universe. In these conditions, you know?
Yeah.
No blowouts here, folks. It's the excitement you want. I'd say thanks to the way the wind's going, you know, Hound has the advantage starting on offense. Blackfish has the advantage with the way the wind has been blowing. So, anyone's game.
Anyone game.
This moment really big, you know, if you're familiar with, I mean, how should I put this? Big for the either province, because whoever gets into quarterfinals here, what they'll do is when you place that high, right? If more than one team from your province places that high, and both regions, Ontario and British Columbia, already have teams that are in the top 8. Every subsequent team that places there earns a strength bid to nationals for next year, right? So it means more teams from your province can qualify for nationals. It's the way it's distributed across the country. So each province should be cheering on their team here for nationals next year, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But we can forget about that. It's just coming down at this moment. Who will advance in this tournament?
Oh.
Well, everyone playing really hard. I think the Blackfish players here know that could have been anyone's, and perhaps the contact, on Ojin Lee was enough to force the foul. This is why we have observers, folks. Tyler,
I mean,
I think it's a foul on Lee.
Yeah, it's Universe Point guys are going. They're throwing bodies around. It's certainly something you'll have to watch out for.
It seems we do have a Blackfish player that took an injury there.
Oh,
I believe
like maybe a nosebleed, maybe
perhaps,
here.
Yeah, that was number 7, Josh Jang. And he'll be taken care of. Creed is trying to explain his perspective as he was back behind the play to say what happened.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, Ojin Lee, number 95 on Hound, had the line laid out, went for it, and there was contact.
That's it. Yeah.
I think it all comes down to that. The other argument could be made that, but let me put it this way: I don't think it's a turnover. It's going to be in Lee's hands, or it's going to go back because they disrupted the catch. Did he catch it? Did it bounce off his hands? I think the contact played a part
for sure
somehow.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So did it happen before he was about to get it? So it should go back. No, you know what? In either case, it should be in his hands, actually, now that I'm saying it out loud. Foul contest. So it's going to go back to thrower.
Okay.
Thank you, Observer Ken, looking right at me for that signal so we know what's going on.
He could hear you down there.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure you knew.
I do think that should have gone Lee's way, but if you're Hound, it's a gamble, because if you do ask the observers with the way you say it and they disagree, then Blackfish is on Universe, right? So Tough situation.
Yeah.
And perhaps Team Orange didn't see it. They can't see it all. Sometimes there's bodies in their way. They're at ground level. We're up here elevated there. They have to look around everybody, and they could also tell the players, we don't have a perspective. Everybody was in there. We couldn't see.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Puckren tries the OI around the disc, hits the ground. So now Blackfish has possession. Yen picks up. Yen's a shooter. The wind is on his side. He takes his time to allow his players to get into their vertical end zone. He needs some cuts. Vander Dresden is there. He's going to take the shot. Creed makes the attempt. The throw is too far. Creed was there. Yen's going to want that one back because it was too far. He had Creed deep. Ooh. This is exciting. No surprises. Paulus brings it up. Falk on the mark. Paula's looking for options. Spencer Dillon has just had the Jets all game and gets it under. He'll go to Lee, but that's too far in front of Lee. Blackfish breaks it up. Yen will pick up once again. So this universe point, dirty point for both teams. Who's going to achieve the grind? O'Donnell sets up in an ISO. He's going to take off deep. Yen's going to shoot again. Paula's had the read, and Yen off target once again. Blackfish, Orcas don't panic, but a little too eager, I would say.
They may be a little trigger happy these days.
Yeah. I mean, Houndd has been more consistent, I think, in these areas on their offense, right? We have noted that already. And Blackfish on this last point kind of showing that they're giving away possessions here on shots to good receivers, but tricky situations. Lamb looking for options. He'll go the IO again, brought down by Lee. And then a subsequent pick call. Falk needs to get over on Polaz, excuse me. And all players are just making sure they get back in the right place. Chris Chen signaling to wait. Dylan doesn't like the shot deep. Has C-Chan right there. Flips to him. Chan looking for options. Paula setting up to go deep. Steps on Falk's foot. That's smarts.
Oh, cleated.
Yeah, never a good feeling. Falk instantly makes his feet better by stomping on the ground. He's good to go.
I have to try that technique sometime.
Yeah, just stomp around a little. You'll feel better. Walk it off, kid. Walk it off.
There you go.
Chan around to pause. Who's it gonna be under? Is it Lamb? It's too high. It's C-Chan right outside of the end zone, and he flips that to Lamb. Houndd with the win. The dogs are loose.
Dogs.
Houndd makes it in to the top 8. They'll have a quarterfinal against one other open team who had a more successful day. We don't know who it's going to be yet, but Houndd winning the grind, wins the game on serve. This game could not have been any closer. Obvious disappointment for Blackfish. They had it, like you said. Tyler just too trigger happy on that universe point.
That's it. They just didn't quite show enough value on the disc. Made a couple of big shots.
Man, a heartbreaker for Blackfish. That's their second universe loss of the tournament.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, they've been right there with everything. They should be proud of their performance and their hard work, but
yeah, absolutely.
Just need that extra bit of discipline. Perhaps I would argue some more veterancy on the team could get there. We saw a lot of young men playing today and making a lot of big plays, but it was the anchors like Ryan Polaz who really held it down for Houndd today. I can't highlight how valuable he was to the Dogs today to do that. So Houndd, still on their way to their achievement. Blackfish will be upset, and they'll try and lift up in the 9th place bracket.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if you know this, but who came in at the higher seed? Do you know? Are we holding seed here, or?
I don't know. Viewers, if you wanted to know that, you can check the Ultimate Canada website. Has links to subsequent tournament pages, and then that takes you into the seed allocations. It takes you into how the pools went. So that's a very good question, Tyler.
Okay.
I don't have that on me, but
That's all
it's
right.
just a few clicks away for those of you that are on your devices to find that out. Our next time slot is not streamed. We're going to take a break. We have one more stream today to do, and that will be a crossover just like this game in our women's division, but we're going to take a break now so you can join us later. It was actually during this round where it was being sorted out who that crossover was going to be, and since we're up here, we don't know who that is.
There we go.
So you'll have to check and see, but we'll be back with you later. So Clay Howlett, Ty Howard signing off for now. Check the stream schedule if you want to see when to tune in for your time zone. Thanks for joining us.
Stage to keep possession alive. Huge bid, gets the time. Great opportunity for the Germans, and they break it in. Throw it the full 80 yards to the field. Are you kidding me? And an incredible catch. You are kidding me. Oh my God! One of the plays